The shift from human capital management to human experience management marks a new approach to life at work, right? So, Sadaf, can you tell us what does human experience management mean, and how does it differ from human capital management?
Hi, Eisvina. Thanks for having me. And for sure, to begin with, and everyone knows about that, the human capital management, it's a set of practices that has been used by HR for managing the employee data. But to some extent, these practices, these are they define employees as a very transactional asset, like any other resources in the organization. And another point to highlight over here is that HCM is purely based on important and useful data, but that data is just an operational data and it does lack a human context to it, which is the employee experience. And there are so many employee experience data that can be captured by the organization and that can really bring a lot of changes to the businesses. Time has really changed. Employee experience is one of the fastest growing areas in human resources, and there comes the human experience management. It is based on that wonderful thought that employees human side, it is what brings true and the best value to their work. uh, the human resource management, it transitioned into human capital management, and now it's a time of human experience management. And it is really a true reflection of the new era of work, where it says that it's a time to start humanizing the way we look at the work, the way organizations look at their employee, their resources. And because personalization, is the new norm of the human experience. So I'd like to conclude that if organization really want to make their business outcome really high and accelerate them, what they really should start doing is to focus building and improving as well healthy, safe, and most importantly, an encouraging work environment.
What is human experience management strategy and its various components?
So when we talk about the strategy, it really takes the human capital management strategy in its sense. So which is the taking the new advantage of the employee operational data, which is O, and then it combines with the employee experience data, which is X. And when O and X both are combined, that what gives the pure information to the organization about what they really need to do, about what their employees are expecting from the organization. So what resources, what practices, what strategies they really need to improvise or they really need to include in their organization. That's what the human experience management talks about. When it comes to the different components of it, so it really starts with, and that is the first and the most important factor of it, is that an organization should start taking care of employee well-being. So, and for an organization to be an HSM, what it say is that the leaders truly care about providing a safe and the enjoyable work environment to their employees. Well-being is important, but it really follows by the another factor, that is the mental health of their employees. And that is also something needs to be well taken care of. So what HSM says that you have to ensure, the organization has to ensure that there are practices at the workplaces to eliminate any sort of workplace stress. There should be a resources, there should be a proper workshops arranged, or if there is a need to introduce a new benefits or entitlement, that also should be done by the organization for their employees. Moving on to the next component, and that is not less important, and that is about providing equal opportunities to learn and grow. It can't be optional, or I would say no lesser of priority. So an organization, if they aim to become something that provides a good experience to their employee, they really have to, what they have to offer is curated workplace trainings. And those curated training should be well balanced between what an organizational need and what their employees are expecting out of their personal and professional interest. And that's how the organization can reach their goal of creating an employee experience. And lastly, but not the least, rewards and compensation has been the key. It has been one of the factor in all the HR practices we have, HRM to HCM and now HXM. But these now have to be treated in a way that there has to be equal opportunities, even when it comes to providing the appreciation and the benefits to the organizations and every employee.
And why is human experience management so important in the current times that it's become a necessity for organizations to adopt it?
So, like you mentioned earlier, that personalization is the new normal of the human experience, right? In today's world, employee prioritize their connection, their community, and they really expect the transparency from their leaders, from their managers, from their coworkers. So enabling people to feel comfortable and empowered in that sense, and also to give them a reassurance that their priorities are so well taken into consideration is the base of the strategy which HSM offers. And what it says is actually the message out there that employee experience can't just be another box on a checklist for an organizations just to ensure that they're covering up in their maybe strategy management strategies presentation, but it is for them to create an excellent environment for their employees as well as build successful and the impactful organization. And to conclude, I think it would be fair if we say that HSM can help check the pulse of an organization and guide them to take the right actions to create humanized workplace and employee experience.
So, Success Factors HXM Suite is designed around principles that focus on employee efficiency, right, individualization, and opportunity. So, can you tell us the role of Success Factors HXM in organizations' transformation journey?
Yep, sure. So we all know by now is the human experience management is on the rise. And globally, I think every organization, every individual, we are really experimenting of working remotely, returning to workplace, and HSM in that sense is now no longer that just HR buzzword. It is actually an understanding that employee experience is the most important factor that can keep organizations live and healthy in this competitive and in uncertain times. So employees, when they really expect and want experiences, how you can ensure that as an organization, that's where the technology comes into play. It can be a catalyst or just an enabler, if I can say so. It is critical and it is important how an organization can create connections. They can collect different information they need to identify what kind of experiences their employees are going through, and also provide them the insights to the decision they really make, right? So as they may be thinking or have also strategized to embark on a journey of creating human experience journeys for their organization. Talking about the success factor HSN suit, so human experience management, it was actually introduced back in year 2019, and it was actually a sort of rebranding of the SAP's human resource solution, but it has additional factors to it. Qualtrics, an experience management product, is actually part of SAP's HSM solution strategy. And the HSM suite itself, it provides cloud services such as the entire human resource management system you can have set up, which really connects your core HR to the payroll. It has a talent management suite. It has a analytics functionalities to offer that can deliver exceptional employee experience. So XSM, it's actually well suited for the new phase of HR, which is HSM. And I think it's important to mention here about the diversity and inclusion features supported across the suite that can help organization to run their business beyond biasness, and obviously that can help them create a good employee experiences. Speaking of the DNI, I think it worth to mention here, those who are watching our talent team video, that we did a webinar in the month of August on how you can achieve business beyond bias with the diversity and inclusion feature in Success Factor. In case you missed it, you're most welcome to watch it whenever that's available on demand on our company website. And with that, I'd like to thank you all for watching our talent team video, The Rise of HSM.
Thank you so much, Sadaf, for your answers. They're insightful as always.